For more on Baghdadi's death, I'm joined from Dallas, Texas by Roby Barrett. He's a scholar at the Middle East Institute and a senior fellow with the Joint Special Operations University. Roby, thank you for joining us. Al-Baghdadi detonated a suicide vest, from what we understand, a vest that he'd been wearing. To me, that suggests he knew that he was close to being captured. Are you surprised by that?
Not at all. I mean, he knew he was on the list, and the last thing he wanted to do was be captured. So that he that he killed himself is hardly a surprise.
How do you think this sets back ISIS, and what does this mean for efforts to fight the spread of terror in other parts of the world, including in Asia?
Well, people talk about ISIS like al-Baghdadi was the center of this command and control network, and that he was the real leader that generated all of the operations, et cetera, et cetera. And that's not just simply not true. ISIS is a franchise operation. It's place to place. There are local leaders. Al-Baghdadi will be replaced. It's good that but it's hardly going to cripple ISIS. And we need to remember that the reason ISIS emerged in the first place was because U.S. reluctance to be involved in Syria had created and Western Iraq created this vacuum in which he emerged. And President Trump has just ordered the withdrawal of U.S. forces, although he's now rethinking it on some issues, but really at large, withdrawal of U.S. forces. And it was that presence that allowed the intelligence and the operational expertise to come together to get al-Baghdadi in the first place. And so we don't have a strategy here. I mean, this is, the military, the intelligence organization did a great job playing whack-a-mole, finding out Baghdadi and killing him. But as far as really having a strategy about how we present this, or even how we conduct ourselves in Syria, I think the failure of the administration to understand the gravity of the situation in northern Syria and the leverage that we have because of our presence there, and to remove that is really going to enhance the threat.
Talk a little bit about the role the Kurds seem to have played in all of this, the SDF, and perhaps the timeline, given what you were talking about, Donald Trump's essentially abandoning of the group there. Do you expect the White House to claim that this is all sort of a diversion or something like that?
Well, obviously, the White House has some problems right now, and they would like to focus the attention elsewhere and to get the credit for doing something good. I think that the role of the Kurds and the presence, forget about the Kurds themselves, let's just talk about the American presence there, is what allowed us to carry out this operation. And I think when you remove that presence, our ability to do that, plus the fact that apparently scores, if not hundreds, of ISIS prisoners are being released will go free. I think this is going to complicate things again, and we're going to see a repeat of the problems that the Obama administration had after the withdrawal from Iraq.
This has been quite a month there. How do you think history will remember this month's roller coaster, if you will, in Syria?
I think that when you look at the situation, I think that it is a strategic mistake on our part. This is a tactical victory, and it shouldn't be underestimated the effort that went into it from the intelligence and special operations folks to pull this off. But it's tactical. What they're going to remember is that the strategic presence that we had that gave us leverage on everyone in the region at a very, very low cost. It's the first smart thing we've done since 2002, has been removed, and now the kind of the restraints are off, and we'll see what happens. But I suggest that you'll see the security situation in general deteriorate sharply.
Roby Barrett from the Middle East Institute, thank you for joining us.